Hello students, a warm welcome to all of you to our another new video of Tripura Weekly Current Affairs and GK. In today's video, I'm going to cover news from August 18 to August 24th, and this is the QR code for our Telegram channel along with the link. You can like, share, subscribe if you like our videos, and you can also comment below if you have any suggestions. Now without further ado, let's deep dive into our current affairs video. Now, the first news is regarding the birth anniversary of Maharaja Bir Bikram, 117th birth anniversary of Maharaja Bir Bikram, and who is also known as the architect of modern Tripura. Now, various events were observed across the state on this eve of this birth anniversary. Now, some important events I have listed here. So, say the first one is floral tribute has been rendered at the statue of Maharaja Bir Bikram by CM Sir at Kamanchomoni 0, which is also known as 0 point. Various dignitaries were also present there, such as Mayor, MLA Deepak Majumdar, etc., were present in that ceremony. Now, apart from that, our Royal Scion Pradyut Kishore Devbarman, he has released a special postal cover and inaugurated a 2-day exhibition on Maharaja Bir Bikram's life and contributions. So this is another event which was observed, and apart from all these, a third event which was a 9 feet tall Maharaja Bir Bikram statue was unveiled at the Bir Memorial College on the eve of this 117th birth anniversary of Maharaja Bir Bikram. There was also a Golden Jubilee celebration, of BBMC, and to commemorate this Golden Jubilee, this statue was unveiled there. So these are some few important facts that we need to remember. In this week's GK portion, we'll look at Maharaja Bir Bikram's valuable contribution towards the development of Tripura. So in the subsequent part of this video, we'll again talk about him. Now let's move on to the next news. Next news is again regarding a statue. Tripura Minister, Agriculture Minister Ratan Lal Nath, he has unveiled a statue of MS Swaminathan at the Agricultural Research Center in West Tripura district. He also stresses for farm self-reliance. Now, in this news, there's not much we need to remember. One thing we need to remember, who was MS Swaminathan? He was the father of Green Revolution. So we need to remember the statue, we need to remember the place where it is unveiled, and who is MS Swaminathan. Now let's move on to the next news. Next news is a very good one for Tripura, as we can see Flipkart e-commerce platform, which has expanded its first grocery fulfillment center in Tripura, and by rendering this service to Tripura, it is aiming to bolster its supply chain infrastructure in the northeastern region, and it is going to be a 35,000 square feet facility, and which will have a dispatch capacity of 5,000 orders, and it is going to serve Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Nagaland also, along with Tripura. So the main hub is going to be at Tripura. So it is a very good news for Tripura. Now it is expected to generate over 200 direct and indirect jobs. Let's go to the next news. Next news is regarding Assam Rifles. Now what really happened, our governor of Tripura, Indrasena Nallu Reddy sir, he has visited the demonstration of drone at Assam Rifles ground, Agartala. Assam Rifles ground, Agartala. Now CM sir was also present there. There are our commander of Assam Rifles, 21st Sector Assam Rifles, Mr. Sahil Sharma sir, as you can see in the picture. He has shown various achievements in drone technology and the use of drone in Assam Rifles. So he has demonstrated everything in the Assam Rifles ground, And we need to remember one thing from this news is that Assam Rifles, they have signed a memorandum of understanding with Triple IT Manipur to bolster its drone expert. This memorandum of understanding is expected to modernize the drone technology that is being used at the Assam Rifles. A 3D printer is also installed where drones are being manufactured very quickly, and also a drone control lab is also put up in the Assam Rifles sector, where training has been imparted to Assam Rifles officials. So this is also a very important news because we know the importance of drone now in defense and also in attacks. Now let's move on to the next news. Next news is regarding an appointment. Now in that appointment we can see that Tripura University's interim vice chancellor, that is he is selected on a temporary basis, is Professor Shyamal Das. Now he is replacing Professor Ganga Prasad. So this is a one-liner news. Professor Ganga Prasad, he is being replaced temporarily by Professor Shyamal Das, as you can see in the letter. Now let's move on to the next news. Now this news is regarding various government schemes. There are so many good news regarding the government schemes. These various government welfare schemes decisions is being announced by Tripura Food, Civil Supplies, Tourism and Consumer Affairs Minister Sushanta Chaudhary. Now he has hiked some grants that are being provided to Antodaya families in Tripura. First of such grants are Antodaya Shraddhanjali Yojana. Now, what is this Yojana? If there is a death of any family member from Antodaya family, a grant will be provided to those families of rupees 10,000. Previously, it was 2,000. It has been increased to rupees 10,000. The next one is Mukhyamantri Antodaya Kanya Vivaha Yojana. Now, what really happens when a daughter from Antodaya family gets married? She gets rupees 50,000 financial aid from the government. So this is also a good initiative for Antodaya families. Now there is one more initiative which is CM scheme for mentally challenged person. Now under this scheme, what will happen? Individuals with mental disabilities, those who are having mental disability, they will receive a monthly allowance of rupees 5,000 as direct financial support. Now apart from these, there is one more facility, monthly subsidy of rupees 2,000 that were given to right now. These are being disbursed to physically disabled persons with more than 60% disability, that is to Divyangans. Now this grant is also going to get increased to rupees 5,000. Talks are being undertaking regarding this scheme also. So these are few slew of improvements that are being done to various government welfare schemes that we need to keep in our mind. Now let's move on to the next news. Now this is annual prize event for cricket session 2024-2025, organized by TCA, Tripura Cricket Association, and it was held at the Rabindra Shatavarshiki Bhavan, Agartala, Tripura, on 16th of August. Now there were many dignitaries present there, including our Honorable CM Sir, Dr. Manik Saha. Uh, Now we know the importance of cricket in our state, in our country. Our country is mad about cricket games, so we need to focus on this cricket annual prize. First of all, BCCI secretary. It is also a recent appointment. BCCI secretary. We need to remember his name, Devojit Saikia. He was present there, along with Tripura's Youth Affairs and Sports Minister. His name is Tinkurai. He was also there, and some of the few important awards that were being given in this annual prize giving ceremony, I have mentioned it here. First up is Shravani Devnath. She is the fielding coach of the Indian women's under 19 team, which has clinched this year's World Cup. I have covered this news previously also in my lectures. Now again I have mentioned it here. She has been felicitated. Now second is best scorer of the year 24-2025 Abhijit Chakrabarti, as you can see in the picture. Now then there's a best umpire of the year 2024-2025. He is Karnajoy Chaudhary. So these are the few important prizes, annual prizes, which I feel worth mentioning. Now let's move on to the next news. Next news is regarding infrastructure news. Now, what really happened? Tripura CM Manik Saha, alongside Chief Justice of Tripura, his name is MS Ramachandra Rao. They have inaugurated a newly built subdivisional court at Mohanpur, uh, just north of Agartala. Now, this development is part of a broader initiative to decentralize the justice system, aiming to improve access to legal services for residents in rural and also other remote areas. Now, one point we need to remember here is that we have 8 district courts and 15 subdivisional courts, and with the inauguration of this court, it will be now 16 in total. So, these are the few points we need to remember from this news. So, this is the important current affairs part from the last week that I have covered. Now, let's move on to the Tripura GK portion. In this week's Tripura GK portion, we'll talk about Maharaja Bir Vikram Kishore Manikya Bahadur, about his contribution and information regarding him, which are important. Now he is an important last ruler of Tripura. It is really impossible to cover Maharaja Bir Bikram Kishore Manika Bahadur's contribution for Tripura in a single video. So I have just taken some important points and I have enlisted it here in my video. So let's quickly look onto those points. The first of all, he was the last king of Tripura, last king, and who was born in August 1908. His mother's name was Arundhati Devi. At the time of the death, at the time of death of his father, he was only 15 years of age, and he was at that time he was studying in Shillong, and his coronation was on 29th January 1928. Coronation means Rajyabhishek, and at that time he was only at the age of 20. However, this Raja Abhishek lasted for 5 days. There was elephant procession also throughout Agartala during this coronation, and Sir Jagadish Chandra Bose was also present there in this coronation program. Now later on, he got married to Kirtimani Devi. However, Kirtimani Devi passed away, and after her passing, he has again married to Kanchan Prabha Devi. Now, some of the important milestones that he have done for Tripura, one of which is such that he inaugurated the newly built Lake View Palace on Palace Neer Mahal on Rudra Sagar, which is 5.3 square kilometer in Melaghar, Shunamura. And again in 1942, Maharaja Bir Bikram, he has constructed the Agartala airport to connect the state to the rest of India. In 1941, in 1941, acknowledging Rabindranath Tagore's immense literary contribution, the king honored him with the Bharat Bhaskar title. Bharat Bhaskar means Son of India. Uh, on Rabindranath's 80th birthday. Just a month before Tagore's death, the monarch, along with members of royal family, personally visited Shantiniketan to confer the title to him. So this thing happened in 1939. 1939. According to historian Pannalal Roy, Tripura kings had also donated land for several airstrips, including those in Agartala, Koilashwar, which were later abandoned. During World War II, the Maharaja extended support to Allied powers, particularly Britain, by developing a contingent of Tripura army and allowing the use of local airports. So, these are the few points important, which are worth remembering. And one thing is that the king has composed many songs and also wrote a drama. The name of the drama is Jayavati. Jayavati. We need to remember this, and which was also staged in Agartala. Besides this, His few dramas like Chand Kumudini and Sri Radhakrishna Leela Vilas that were also staged in Calcutta. So, this is the GK portion for this week along with important current affairs. Thanks for watching. We'll again meet in the next week. Please do like, share, subscribe, and also join our Telegram channel for regular updates and weekly PDFs. Thank you for watching. Peace out.